So what now? Can we... We need to talk to her about the shop. No, okay. I don't know if I want to observe anything. I feel like the observing thing is like... What's that? Not sure what brand it is, but the smell is not as bad as I thought after inhaling it for a while. Oh, the cigarettes. They're in a blue package. What brand are they? I should try to ask about it. Might be the clue to identifying who she is. What, the cigarettes she's smoking? What is the brand of cigarette you smoke? Why, you want to try it out? No, I'm fine. And why ask? Just thought it smells special. She figured telling me wouldn't matter much, so she answered easily. Light 7. My dad only smokes these. My dad only smokes these. Light 7. We're siblings, aren't we? That's gonna be the twist here, I don't know. Your dad? He hit the road a long time ago. Shitty man who doesn't take care of his family. I will kill him if I ever meet him. Seeing how angry she got, I found something strange. Wasn't it just contradictory to hate someone, yet smoke the same brand of cigarette? I don't know, maybe she was force-fed then when she was an infant. How much money do you actually owe? I'm interested if she answers this one. I guess she doesn't. Why are you asking this? It was rare she didn't reply in mean words, just coldly. Just wondering, actually. Does it matter? Just a number I can't afford. Probably isn't much for folks like you, huh? She replied mockingly, lit up a cigarette. Again, she turned her head and said no more. Guess I fucked this one up. I didn't want to probe too hard. You don't want to sound too interested when you're talking with a girl, right? Because treat them mean and keep them keen. Finally, the girl put down the phone and loosened her tense brow, along with a sigh of relief. What's up, dog? Lucky for you. Things have worked out. Your dad will pay tomorrow. For real? Why should I lie to you? Or why would I lie to you? She seemed to be in a rather good mood, since all I got was just a look rather than a solid flying kick. Stay put and nothing will happen to you. Where's the little girl? She hasn't been here all day long. So you will let me go? Who knows? Just don't have any funny ideas and wait patiently until tomorrow. She gave no promise and just shrugged with an ambiguous attitude. It went differently than I expected. According to my understanding of my father, he would have tried to buy more time to let the police track the kidnappers down. Yet instead he conceded rather easily. Did he really plan to just pay up? Knowing him, he wouldn't believe the kidnappers' claim so easily. He must have a plan. No idea. I didn't know what he had in mind, which was a sad realization of how distant our relationship was. I don't know how my parents would act if I was kidnapped. Then again, I have next to no contact with my parents either. But you look so pissed. Did your brain burn out? She asked with a little surprise after seeing me not saying anything with a lowered head. As if. I responded vaguely. Well, I didn't think things would go this smoothly. I had no intention to tell my kidnapper that. Without noticing my concerns, she mumbled before opening a can of soda next to a window. Huh. She leaned back against the wall and let out a long, tired sigh. Clearly she didn't have it better than me. Outside of preventing me from escaping, she also had to worry about the police and negotiation process with my family. Are you sympathizing with her crime? I understand sympathizing with her and her situation, like the poor thingy and the starvation. But are you sympathizing with her being forced to deal with the police now? It might seem like it would be over soon, but the key event was tomorrow. Would they really pay as promised? Could it just be a means to buy time? They always say parents will pay any amount of money for their children's safety. Mine wouldn't. Don't make me laugh. We are not a normal family. Nothing could be done with this broken excuse of a relationship. Despite telling myself not to have any hope, I still wished for them to pay up. A self-contradiction even I couldn't really explain. My head started to ache again while pondering it. I tried to rest against the wall, but all sorts of thoughts stuck in my mind. Like my cheating mom. I keep thinking of her because I have like an... What's it called? Like an Oedipus complex or something? Be a good boy at home, okay? Liar. What is it called? Oedipus syndrome? I don't know. So what's with your mother? Huh? I came back to my senses from the fuzzy memory and answered absent-mindedly. Why is there no contact at all from your mother? She's right here in Taiwan, but refuses to show up after her own son is kidnapped. That's strange. Maybe she's busy? Sucking dick? All the unpleasant memories came to mind, making me try to change the subject reflexively. Are you kidding me? She raised her eyebrow, clearly not pleased with this answer. In retrospect, it wasn't really a convincing answer, but I still didn't intend to say more than that. Why do you care about my family? Are you an arranged marriage agent? What? If you let me go, I can give you my number. Maybe I stopped right in the middle of the sentence. It was only my voice throughout the conversation. She would normally have interrupted me by now. The strange silence spread across the room. I lifted my gaze and looked into her blank eyes, realizing I sucked at hiding my thoughts. You really talk a lot when it is about things you don't want to answer. Is that some rich boy habit? Maybe. I didn't expect her to notice such details, so I acknowledged the sharp observation with a bitter smile. Didn't you figure me all out already? You should know our relationship was bad. All I care about is if you have money. Your relationship is none of my business. What a bitch. Why now then? I responded casually, but couldn't help but wonder about the intention behind this question. Sheer curiosity? I felt it wasn't that simple. I just want to hear from you what's wrong with your mom. Even Mr. Ken said it was pointless to contact her. Oh wow, just casually dropping the mastermind. Mr. Ken? Never mind. So you're gonna talk or not? Seeing her impatiently brushing her hair, I lowered my head to ponder how to respond. I didn't know where to start really. It was embarrassing and I didn't feel the need to tell her. Okay, I guess I just say nothing then. What, is she your stepmother? Or your father's mistress? Seeing me now pondering, she started to guess randomly and managed to get pretty close to the truth. Something like that, just the roles are reversed. What? Huh? In the end, I decided to go with the easiest explanation. I guess your father is by now her mister? Is that what it's called? My mom had another man. Wasn't really something I couldn't talk about, but it just triggered tons of unhappy memories. Since I was a kid, she often went out with someone, but I didn't know where to and what for. It sometimes would take her a whole week before she came home. Even the housekeeper couldn't give me a direct answer. Your mom is having an affair. There'd be no way for me to tell a 10-year-old dad either. Oh? She supported her head with a smile on her face, which looked more like gloating than sympathy. You guys are strange, always doing these sorts of things. Affair, inheritance fight, don't you have better things to do? Yeah, how about we just occupy ourselves with some good old kidnapping instead? Not expecting me to answer, she started to talk to herself and laughed as though hoping to balance things out by hearing of others' misfortune. What a poor man your dad is, making all the money abroad just to raise a woman for another man. Raise a woman? He's not raising her. Well, whatever, he knows. He just knows. He knows? I said it casually and saw her staring at me dumbfounded. Yeah, he knew about my mother's affair. Cool story, right? He's a cuck. Are you an idiot? Having a sense of humor, or have a sense of humor. Why didn't they divorce? Did he forgive her? Or maybe your mother has the money? She ignored my joke and kept prying. After confirming the ransom payment, she'd become a lot more talkative. Who knows? I don't care, nor do I want to figure it out. They like it this way and I can't do anything about it. God, imagine your parents being like into NTR. It will break even the strongest of men. I actually asked about that just once. I could never forget his reaction back then. I angrily told him about mother's affair and the hand touching me tensed up immediately. The hand touching me? Yet the shock only stayed on his face momentarily before being replaced by another emotion. Some sense of relief. He softly rubbed my head and told me mommy didn't have an affair. I simply misunderstood. Misunderstood? No explanation, just one single word. With the company increasing in size, he spent more and more time abroad. Never did he ask of mother's whereabouts, nor confront her, as though nothing happened. Why didn't he ask her? Why didn't they divorce? Why feign ignorance? I couldn't understand if she was at home taking care of him. Like if he didn't want to divorce her because he knew that, okay, he's abroad, he's making the money, but he does so to raise a family, I don't know, to support his family. And she's at home taking care of the children, so he doesn't want to break it all apart. Because he wants to at least hold up the image of a functional family. But the fact that he doesn't care about his son, the fact that the mother doesn't take care of him, of the dude as well, he might as well have just divorced her at this point. Although seeing like this flashback, this memory, where he was lovingly, I guess, patting him and telling him a white lie, I guess their relationship wasn't always this bad. I couldn't ask anything seeing his soft smile, and the unanswered questions became the gap between us. You hate your dad because your mother's a slut? It got wider over time until it became an unfixable distance. Or maybe, oh, you're angry because you think he's an actual cuck. Yeah, okay, I get that. Maybe he has a mistress too. Their marriage was just a ruse. Maybe, I wouldn't be surprised. Does your dad still love her? After staying silent for a while, she eventually asked. I don't know. At least I couldn't. I didn't say the second part, and it didn't matter what the answer was. I deleted her phone number that day and I moved out during high school, keeping minimal contact with my family. Since the money came in every month, meeting up or not didn't matter. Maybe she knew that we already found out about it. No, maybe she wanted us to find out. In retrospect, too many things didn't make sense. There were better excuses for the affair to keep me from discovering it. She wanted Dad to know. Unbelievable as it was, it did explain many things. To force him to propose divorce, testing his reaction? Regardless of the motive, there was no argument or confrontation as I expected, just the status quo. I guess if she really did this just to provoke this guy, not divorcing, it's like the biggest slap in the face for this woman. Maybe she wanted to get alimony by forcing her dad to divorce? No one would openly have an affair to get alimony. No judge would be so stupid. She tried to find an explanation with a darkened expression. Why are we talking about this now? Save it, you won't find an answer. They've been like this for years. They at least tried to hide it from me when I was young. Now they don't even bother. The moment he was on the plane, she was already on her way to spend the night with another man. She just needed to play a good wife when he came home, as though nothing happened. It was like an adult version of playing house. The curtain raised and everyone played their arranged parts. You are the dad working abroad, you are the mom taking care of the house, you are the kid that needs to go to school. We all knew it was fake, but no one would spell it out. I kept thinking that if my dad's company wasn't that big, if my family wasn't that rich, maybe things could have been different. You think things would be different without the money? I'd expected that to trigger her. She started laughing coldly. Why is it so difficult to just openly discuss this? Do you really have to make it more complicated? Hey, I didn't start this topic. I didn't want to talk about it. Seeing her angry reaction, as someone felt a little reassured, I finally confirmed I, myself, wasn't abnormal, but that my family relationship was abnormal. Things wouldn't go away if you pretended you didn't see them. It was just lying to yourself. Make things clear and break up if there's no more love. Don't keep perpetuating a lie if you don't want to be together. How simple is that? Who knows? They like it that way. I didn't want to argue with her. The world is too complicated. Too many people, too many things that will take a lifetime to understand. Why do they do that? Why does society function like this? Why can't one ever be satisfied? I don't know. If there's no answer, then you just accept it. Reality wouldn't change just because you don't agree with it or because you know the cause. Don't know? Are you nuts? She waved her hand impatiently as though nothing I said was worth a dime. Why don't you figure it out if you find it strange? Is some soap opera protagonist? At this point it really feels like it. You don't get it, even if I... You're the one who doesn't get it. Abruptly interrupting me, she coldly responded. Are you giving me life advice? You! You don't know how lucky you are. You don't know how many people envy you. Just keep saying you can't do it. How many people want to be like you? And yet here you are telling me, I wish I had less money. This is not about the money. This is about his fucking broken family. So quit the self-pity. Look who's talking! You're a lucky rich boy. If you want to escape from even this type of problem, you may as well just die. Angry as usual, but this time it seemed different. I could tell she was treating what I said seriously and was dumbfounded by that realization. Oh, the hypocrisy is just real in this one. I never told anyone about my family, and realized it wouldn't matter even if I did. Said it? How come? Poor thing. The pointless reactions were just exhausting. No one really cared, and then it became a random subject of chit-chat. It was like talking about disasters on social media. All the self-righteous comments were just really empty words and things that had nothing to do with you. All I did was notify others. Hey, I know about this. I have a heart. It's all meaningless. If you want to escape from even this type of problem, you may as well just die. What is that? Makes no sense again whatsoever. Upon hearing that, I realized I was escaping. Fearing that atmosphere, fearing my parents. I ran into my own world and never attempted to negotiate with them. It's not your fight to fight! What? Say something. Seeing me not saying anything, she stared at me coldly while brushing her messy hair. No, you're right. I sighed. I actually felt much better despite my situation remaining the same. She went silent, hoping to see if I was mocking her, being honest. Then she spat and turned her head away, seemingly more awkward than mad. Doesn't matter what you think, I won't be seeing you again after getting the money tomorrow. Huh, good luck. She lit up a cigarette. The faint tobacco smell permeated the room, along with the cool night air. If they did get the money tomorrow and everything just ended, that would be the best possible outcome. I shook my head and laughed at myself. Even I couldn't believe that. Life is fated to be a tragedy. We thus live in hope of a miracle. I recall that line. From where? Another book you read? Which you can't remember the title of? The air I breathed out turned into white smoke. Through it I saw the foggy moon outside of the window. Even if just once, I hoped the miracle would happen. There's a German word for this, and I think it's known in the English hemisphere because there's no proper translation for this. In German it's called Weltschmerz. It's like when you feel down and depressed due to basically everything going on around you. And it's a very melancholic feeling, and you can't really do much about it. And I guess also a very dramatic feeling, right? I feel like he's full of it. He's really full of it. He's full of bullshit and full of Weltschmerz. And he would need to fix something. But they both have the wrong approach about trying to fix anything in their life. He would just need to be less of a bitch, really. And start living his own life instead of being hung up about his fucking parents, which he has no contact with anymore whatsoever. Hey, first things first, instead of taking money from your father, getting angry, being reminded of him, how about you start living your own life and you make your own money, then you're not dependent on your daddy anymore. You can be your own person, finally, find your place in the world, be less of a fucking bitch. Same as her! If she was less of a bitch, she wouldn't have that many problems. Sorry if I'm ranting, but it's just getting too much. 3 o'clock in the morning. How do you know? Maybe it's the girl. She would know. She has a smartphone. Or phone, rather. The girl was falling asleep in the chair. She had woken up a few times in a fit of drowsiness. Even the energy drink didn't help much. Worrying she might really fall asleep, she decided to sit next to the door with the blanket. There was only one exit. You would have to go through here if you wanted to escape. Oh, even triple checking the ropes couldn't remove the unease. The image of him escaping came to her mind every time she closed her eyes. It would be all over in a few hours. That was the simple determination that kept her going till now. She had imagined how she would pay off the debt multiple times, and now she could see the end of the line. She didn't know how to avoid the rest or what to do afterwards. She just had to believe that things would be different. Just a few more hours. The quiet sleep-talking echoed through the room. The girl secretly closed her eyes. The boy was gone in the morning. That would be a twist. That would be a proper twist.